everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, we are going to be talking about should you be opening a second Etsy shop. Now, this was a requested video, so I'm going to be discussing the pros and cons of having multiple shops on Etsy. So if you want to learn what are the pros and cons, make sure that you watch all the way till the end. Now, if this is the first time visiting my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. I do upload weekly videos to help you build an impactful online business. So don't forget to subscribe today. Show me some love by liking this video and leaving a comment below. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first, we're going to talk about the pros of having a second or multiple Etsy shops. The first one is selling different products. So if you sell products that are very different from each other, then it makes sense to have two separate Etsy stores. So if you have, let's say you sell mugs, and then on the second store you do knitting, right? It makes sense to have two separate stores because those are two different types of niche. So in that area, it does make sense to do so. The second pro is grow shops by cross-promoting. So due to the fact that you have to put a disclaimer that you have additional Etsy stores, this helps you drive more traffic to the other stores because you're cross-promoting them. And it's a great way to grow your stores. So in that area is another pro. Now, the third one is earn passive income. So how do you earn passive income on Etsy, right? So passive income is doing the least amount of work, but making money at the same time. So when you think about passive income on Etsy, is selling instant downloads or digital prints, because those do take a lot of work in the upfront. But once you create these, let's say, edible files or an instant download, after that, you don't have to do anything else besides maybe answer some messages. Maybe people have issues with how to edit it. They don't know how to do it, little things like that. But it won't take that much time from you, like a regular job where you have to edit yourself or you have to create the actual product or you have to mail out the product. So keep that in mind. It has a low overhead expense. It does take some time in the upfront of it, but later on is very, very lucrative. So earning passive income on Etsy is a great way to open a second shop, especially if your first shop is you're mailing something out, you're selling tangible items. Now, the fourth one is not happy with your first try. So if you open your first Etsy store and you're not happy with that store, like you didn't do that great with it, you don't have any targeting, you have all types of products, you're all over the place, and you have thought, if I open a second shop, this is how I would do it, then I highly recommend doing so. This is kind of how I started my store. My first store wasn't as bad, but my second was better, and my third one, I was able to triple my income. Why? Because of the experience that I got from the first one and second. So therefore, it's not a bad idea, especially if you are in the predicament that you're not happy with your first store. So let's talk about now the cons of opening multiple stores. So the first one is more work, and obviously that's an obvious one. It's a lot of more work when you are running multiple stores because you have to keep in mind, now you have to keep up with both stores. You have two types of target audience that you're engaging with. You have to write engaging captions for two types of people, right? Because those are your persona for your products and services. You're updating listings all the time, but you have to make sure that you update both of them. You have to update your SEO periodically every 3 months to 6 months. It's a lot of work. It's going to take you more time to do all of this. And the list goes on and on and on. These are just some of the ones that I came up with for this video, but I could come up with a list of things that you have to do. Now, the second pro or the second con is logging in and logging out of your store. Now, might not be a big deal for too many people, but what you could do is a solution for that is that you could open different browsers. So you could have Safari in one, and then you could have the second store logged in using Chrome. That way, you don't have to be logging in and logging out every single time you're going to another store to do any products or services. Now, the third con is twice the bill. So now you're going to have to be running two types of ads, right, with two different types of target audience. You're going to be billed twice, right? You're going to have twice the fees, and you're going to have to pay separate taxes for each store. And you have to keep up with the taxes as well. So just keep that in mind. Is more work in that sense. And it's twice the bill in the sense of bills, taxes, and fees. Now, time consuming is another con and kind of goes with the more work. Time consuming is an understatement, basically. When you have multiple stores, it's very, very consuming. It's a lot of work. Eventually, your stores will be neglected. One or the other is going to be neglected. I have done this time after time after time, even after blocking time, because I get busy with other things. And when you try to run multiple stores, one is always going to suffer, or two are always going to suffer. You can't put all your energy in having, 3 different stores. Sure, there's people out there that are successful, and sure, there's people out there that might make it seem easy. But trust me, I have multiple stores, and in 2020, I am going to be converting them into 2, maybe 3 stores, because I have 6 stores right now, and it is a lot of work trying to keep track of what I did, who did I talk to, what customer did I message, did I complete all of my orders. It is very, very time consuming, and you'll end up either neglecting a shop or forgetting an order, or forgetting to message someone. Trust me, I have done it. And then you feel really bad because it's your store and you want to be on top of everything. But if you are splitting yourself in too many projects, it's very time consuming. And on top of that, it's very overwhelming for yourself. So just keep that in mind. Another con is the track of inventory. If you have multiple stores where you sell tangible items, and you're not selling like digital prints that you could sell unlimited, you have to keep track of inventory. And basically that's 2 inventory systems that you're keeping track of. And that's also very time consuming, especially if you do it the correct way and you have Excel sheets and you keep track of everything. It's very, very time consuming. My biggest advice of opening a second store is, if you have a tangible store right now and you want to open a second store to earn passive income, that to me makes more sense, because even though you're going to put a lot of time and energy creating the products, once you have, let's say, 100 items, all you would need to do after that is market your products, branding, etc., to kind of continue the growth of it, because making passive income is a lot easier to manage. Now, if you start opening a second store where you also sell tangible items, just a different niche, you are going to get overwhelmed. And eventually, even if your both stores grow and you start making a lot of money on both of them, that means that you're going to be spending more time creating, especially if you're a solopreneur. You're going to be taking more time out of your schedule, out of your family schedule, out of you creating your products, because you're so busy trying to meet up with all these orders. Of course, eventually you could always hire workers, etc. But having 2 types of businesses, it never really works, Eventually you will have to say, okay, I'm going to let this one go, and this one is my bread and butter. This is the one that I'm making the most money from. My suggestion to anyone out there that's listening that is interested in having multiple stores is make sure that your main store is branded, you have your target customer ready, that you have branding in place, that you have excellent photography, excellent SEO, you have your listing description, you know how to market yourself on Etsy and outside of Etsy. If you feel like you have all that check mark, and you want to potentially try a different store to see what happens, go for it. But if you don't have all these things check mark and you open a second store, why do you think the second store will be successful if your first store you didn't give it 100%? However, if you are in the situation that your first store, you did it as a trial, or you did it not even as a trial, you did it as a business, but it didn't, get you anywhere, and you have learned a lot and you feel like opening a new store is a fresh start, and you already have ideas, then what I would do is put all your energy on the new store and maybe put the other store on vacation because it's not doing anything for you. That would be my suggestion. Before you start opening store after store after store, really, really sit down, do market research, see if the products that you're thinking of selling, are they trending? Do people buy them on Etsy? Are you going to be able to put all your time and energy on growing a company that no one knows to possibly growing it to bigger so you could brand yourself and people start recognizing who you are as an industry leader in that particular niche? Are you ready for that? Are you going to put the time and energy on both stores? I think that's the biggest thing. But if I had to start right now, a new store, what I would do is I will have a main store for earning passive income. And then if I made products, like actual products, that will be my bread and butter. That's the one I will focus everything on. Like I will add products after products after products. I will do branding. I will cross promote on social media. And that's another thing. When you have two different stores, you have to have two Facebook pages, two Instagram, two Pinterest account, two blogs if you ever decide to do a blog, which I highly recommend. It's so much work that goes behind all that. Sometimes for me personally, when I'm done just with the video, I have to do, before the video, I did keyword research. After the video, I have to edit the video. Then I have to do a thumbnail. Then I have to do my end screen. Then I have to optimize my videos, right? I have to upload it. And then I have to share. By the time I look at the clock, it's 3 hours later. Keep in mind, it's a lot of work when you are promoting yourself and growing your business. So Etsy's the same way. Once you have multiple stores, it's very time consuming and you have to do double the work. So make sure that you really, really think about it before you do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section if you do have multiple stores, and let me know what have you done to manage those stores? Do you feel like it was the best decision for you, or are you in the overwhelming process right now that you feel like you might have to close one store to keep the other? Let me know. I would love to know your thoughts, and if you guys could share any tips as well. Thank you guys for watching.